The most dangerous loneliness is the quiet one. Some people don't cry in public. Some people don't post sad quotes. Some people still go to work, still answer messages, still smile around others. But deep inside, they feel emotionally disconnected from life itself. That is quiet loneliness. And in my opinion, quiet loneliness is one of the most dangerous emotional states a person can experience because nobody notices it exists. Not friends, not family, not co-workers. Sometimes not even the person themselves. A lot of people think loneliness means being alone, but the truth not true. You can sit in a crowded room and still feel completely visible. You can have follows, friends, a relationship and still feel emotionally empty every night. That is the scary part. Quiet loneliness does not destroy people quickly. It destroys people slowly. Little by little, you stop feeling excited. You stop enjoying simple things. You stop talking about your feelings. You stop expecting anyone to understand you. And eventually, you start surviving life instead of living it. Many people today are emotionally exhausted, but they don't know how to explain it. So they say things like, I'm just tired, I'm fine, I'm just need rest. I'm just I just need some rest. But deep down they are carrying emotional weight alone every single day. I want to give you a simple example. Some people score on their phones for hours at night, not because they enjoy it, but because silence feels uncomfortable. Some people always keep music, YouTube, or Netflix running in the background, not because they're interested, but because they don't want to feel emotional alone. Some people work non-stop, not because they love working, but because being busy distracts them from emptiness. This is the psychology of quiet loneliness. A lot of people are not chasing success, they are running away from emotional emptiness. And over time, the emotional emptiness changes a person. You become less expressive. You stop opening up. You stop asking for help. You being saying it is what it is. But inside, you are slowly losing emotional energy. In my opinion, this happens a lot to men because many men were taught to stay silent, be strong, don't complain, handle it yourself. So men learn how to hide pain very well, too well. Sometimes a man can be mentally exhausted for years and nobody notices because he still shows up, still works, still pays bills, still acts normal, but emotionally he feels disconnected from everyone, and eventually that emotional isolation becomes dangerous, not always physically dangerous, but mentally dangerous, because once a person loses emotional connection, they slowly lose motivation for life. Now, I want to talk about something important. How do you know if you are experiencing quiet loneliness? I want you to check these signs honestly. First sign, you no longer enjoy the things you used to love. Games feel empty, music feels numb, even your favorite places feel emotionally fat. Second side, you stop explaining your feelings because part of you believed no one will understand anyway. Third side, you disappear slowly from people. You reply less, you avoid conversations, you stay in your room more often, not because you hate people, but because you feel emotional drained. Fourth side, you live in survival mode. You wake up, you eat, sleep, repeat. No excitement, no emotional connection, no sense of meaning, just survival. And if this continues too long, people start emotionally shutting down. This is why quiet loneliness is dangerous, because emotional shutdown happens silently, not less. Talk about solutions, real solutions, not fake motivation, not just be positive. I believe healing starts with honesty. You must first admit I am emotionally tired, not weak, not broken, just emotionally exhausted. And there's nothing shameful about that. The first practical thing I recommend is this: spend time alone without distractions. No phone, no music, no social media, even just 10 minutes. And ask yourself honestly, what is actually draining me emotionally? Sometimes it's not work, sometimes it's emotional isolation, sometimes it's pretending to be okay all the time, sometimes it's carrying stress without emotional support. Most people never stop long enough to ask themselves these questions. The second thing I recommend is physical movement. That is very important. Your body and your emotional state are connected. When you stay inside all day, sleep badly, eat badly, and never move your body. Your emotional state becomes heavier. You don't need an extreme workout. Just walk. Seriously, walking helps more than many people realize. Go outside, get sunlight, move your body, let your brain feel movement again because emotional stagnation often becomes physical physical stagnation too. Another thing I strongly recommend reduce emotional dependence on social media. A lot of loneliness today comes from comparison. You see happy couples, successful people, perfect lifestyles, and slowly your brain starts saying, my life feels empty. But remember this, social media mostly shows performance, not reality. Many people online are lonely too. Some people smile in photos and cry alone at night. So stop comparing your life to someone else's highlight reel. Another practical thing, find oneself person to talk to, not 10 people, just one, someone who listens without judging. And if you don't have that yet, start writing your thoughts down. Journaling sounds simple but helps organize emotional chaos. Sometimes the mind feels heavy because everything stays trapped inside. Writing creates emotional release. Now here's something important. Do not wait until your life completely falls apart before taking care of your mental state. A lot of people ignore emotional exhaustion for too long. Then one day they suddenly break down emotionally, not because one bad thing happened, but because years of silent loneliness finally became too heavy. My opinion is simple. Human beings do not only need money, they need emotional connection, meeting, peace, a reason to wake up. Without emotional connection, life starts feeling mechanical. And when life becomes mechanical, people slowly lose themselves. So please take your emotional state seriously. Rest properly, sleep better, go outside, talk to someone, move your body, stop carrying everything alone. Healing usually does not happen in one dramatic moment. It happens quietly, little by little, day by day. And I want to leave you with this thought. Sometimes the people who look the strongest are simple, the people who became experts at hiding pain. So be kinder to yourself and be kinder to others too because you never truly know how much quiet loneliness someone is carrying inside. Thank you very much.